My husband is the party president of a party that's in opposition. More than 15 months back, he was arrested in the name of investigation. All these 15 months he's in prison. And on August 25th, my husband started a fast unto death in protest of the way the state was being divided. And by around 29th, all his levels were very down. His pulse rate was down, his sugar was down, his ketone levels were very high, more than 3%. And they shifted him to Usmania Hospital. And when my mother-in-law and me went there to go see him, they permitted us to be with him for about 15 minutes. And they told us because he's in judicial custody, we were not permitted to be with him. So we came back home, and the next day, on Friday, we approached the court for permission to allow us to be there with my husband in the hospital. And the court till evening did not give us any answer, and in the evening when I went to the court, the judge gave the order saying that there is no provision under which I can permit you to be with your husband. So, but since we had gone there in person to plead with him, he said he would consider and speak to us the next morning at 10:30. So the whole day we were running from pillar to post trying to get a permission to be with Jagan. On one side, his levels were all going down. His sugar also touched 49 by that night, and his ketone levels were above 4. All these things the doctors were telling us it could lead to coma, or it could lead to problem of the kidneys. It could lead to irreversible damages is what the doctors were telling us. And it was very, very traumatic for us because neither could we be with Jagan, nor could we ensure that his levels were okay, that he started his intake of food. The next morning when I went for my prayer, the psalm that I was reading in my daily reading was Psalm 56, in which it said, "You number my wandering, you put my tears in a bottle. God is for me," it said. When I read that, it was very, very comforting for me that the God of the universe was actually telling me that He had seen all that I had done the day before, all my running around that He had seen, all my tears He had seen, that He was for me. It didn't matter whether anybody on the earth, whether the jail officials or the police or anybody else was for or against us. The only thing that matters is that the God of the universe is for us. And that day, when I went to the court, the judge told us that he was giving us permission to be with my husband from 8 in the morning to 4 in the evening, as long as he was in the hospital, which happened to be for the next 3-4 days he was in the hospital, and I was permitted to be with him. I wanted to share this with the church because there is no God like our God who works on behalf of those who wait for Him. The last 15 months I've seen God's comfort, I've seen God's strength, God giving me all the confidence that I needed to tide through this difficult time. I've met with God many times in the same hall. I've received God's comfort, I've received God's encouragement, I've received His love, been enveloped by Him, by His love, by His grace in this place many, many times. Pearl City Church, I've come here and I've experienced God on many Sundays here. I wanted to share this miracle with the church. I am Bharathi, and this is my story for His glory.